Good morning. Today is Sunday, November 1st, 2020. India can't hide reality on Kashmir through propaganda machinery. Srinagar, November 1st. An Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. India cannot hide massacres, mass arrests, raids, extrajudicial killings and other human rights violations committed by its forces through its propaganda machinery. An analytical report released by Kashmir Media Service, today, said that New Delhi is misleading the world by falsely propagating that peace is returning to territory while the fact is that 23 innocent Kashmiris including a woman were killed by its troops in just last month of October. The report maintained that of these 23 martyrs, 3 youth were killed by the troops in fake encounters in Ayajk. The report cited the Indian media and said that as many 125 youth martyred by Indian forces during Kasos, this year, were buried in far-flung areas and their bodies were not handed over to their families for burial according to Islamic teachings. The atmosphere of fear and terror created through the killing and arrest of Kashmiri youth in the garb of so-called coordinates search operations jointly launched by Indian Army, Paramilitary Central Reserve Police Force and raids by Indian probe body, National Investigation Agency, has virtually turned Ayajk into a military garrison, the report added. Besides heart-wrenching stories of killings, torture, abductions, loot and plunder coming out daily from occupied Kashmir, the report said, the Kashmiri people are being turned alien in their own land through introduction of draconian laws by the India's fascist Modi regime. The report pointed out that Indian stubbornness was impeding the way to resolve the Kashmir dispute and bring peace to the region. It, however, said that Kashmiri's passion for freedom can't be conquered by Indian militaristic approach. India claims killing Mujahid commander in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Srinagar, November 1st, kilometers, in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred a prominent Mujahid commander, Dr. Saifullah, in Srinagar, today. The troops killed Dr. Saifullah during a cordon and search operation in Ringrath area on the outskirts of the city. Inspector General of Ayajk Police Vijay Kumar while talking to media in Srinagar claimed that the martyr was top commander of Hizbul Mujahideen who was killed during an encounter. He said that one youth was arrested during the operation. Meanwhile, a report released by the research section of Kashmir Media Service, today, said that Indian troops in their continued acts of state terrorism martyred 23 Kashmiris including a woman during the last month of October. 3 of the martyrs were killed in fake encounters. At least, 42 people were injured in firing of bullets, pellets and tear gas shells by Indian forces personnel on peaceful protesters in the territory. Indian police arrested 94 people and destroyed 7 residential houses and structures, while 5 women were molested during the 363 coordinates search operations in different areas in the month. The report says that the above-mentioned data rejects New Delhi's propaganda that peace is returning to territory. The report asked if the propaganda has some worth then why 125 youth martyred this year, as Indian media reported, were buried in far-flung areas, away from their hometowns, and their bodies were not handed over to their families. Giving the reason, the report quoted an Indian Army officer who said that the youth were buried in far-off places because the burial procession attracts huge local crowds to join the freedom struggle with New Zealand fervor. A delegation of Jammu and Kashmir Youth Social Forum during a visit to the residence of martyr Javed Ahmed at Wampura and Pulwama urged the world community to take notice of the rising Indian state terrorism in Ayajk. APHC leader, Khawaja Ferdis in a statement in Srinagar said that the crippling strike, observed by Ayajk people, yesterday, made it clear to India that the Kashmiris do not recognize its illegal occupation over their homeland. Police registered a case against a Twitter handle in Shopian district. Police, however, did not identify the user. The Press Club of India in a statement in New Delhi expressed great concern over raid by the sleuths of National Investigation Agency on office of the English daily, Greater Kashmir saying that the action was contrary to the spirit of media freedoms. Thanks for watching News Time 9. If you like this video, please subscribe the channel and like this video.